click subscribe, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any videos from Teach Me Maths. So Pennies in the Playground question. Mental arithmetic question. It says a group of children wants to see how many coins they can fit side by side along the edge of a playground. Given that the length of the edge of the playground is 12 metres and each coin is width of 2 centimetres, find out how many coins they can fit along the edge of the playground. So it's quite a wordy question, but if you kind of just imagine children just placing coins along the edge of a playground, obviously once they put one coin down it's 2 centimetres and you're just going to build it up. We need to find out how many they need to get to 12 metres. Okay, so that's what we're going to look at in this question. Just like I say, be aware that this is a mental arithmetic question, so time is very important. So let's take the information that they've given us in this question. Let's visualize what's going on, but try and develop a mathematical approach to it so that we can come up with, at the end of the video, we can come up with a strategy that's going to allow us to work these questions out really quickly, particularly because it's in the mental arithmetic section. Okay, but in terms of what they're telling us in the question is that this coin, doesn't really matter whether it's a penny, 2p, whatever, that's not important, but the width of it is 2 centimetres. So let's get that information on there. So we can write this over here as a ratio of 1 to 2. So that sounds a bit more mathematical, writing it as a ratio, but it's very simple. All I'm really doing is saying that, well, one coin has a width of 2 centimetres. Okay, and as we build this up, we're going to write out a different ratio for each thing. The question says that the children are going to start putting these pennies along the length of a playground. Now, we're going to ignore the length of the playground at the moment. That's probably the least important part of this question at the beginning. Okay, so all I've done here is I've picked 5 pennies. We're going to visualize what 5 pennies would look like. So we want to know really what this length all the way across here is. Okay, so what's that going to be? And I'm sure you can see what's happening. This is 2 centimetres, this is another 2, another 2, another 2, and another 2. So if we were doing that as a mathematical approach, well, 5 pennies, you would do 5 times 2 centimetres. So what do we get as our ratio now? 5 coins, well, 5 times 2 is 10 centimetres. Let's put the centimetres up the top. Okay, so this is centimetres still, and this is coins. Always try and do that with your ratios. Always try and stick to, you know, if you've chosen coins on the left, keep coins on the left. Okay, so, you know, this might seem like a slow approach, but I'm really teaching you in the video. I promise you, we will come up with a really quick method towards the end. Okay, so 5 coins, 10 centimetres. Let's go to the next stage. So next stage, if we do 10 coins, okay, let's have a quick look at what that will be. So we're looking again at the width all the way across. Okay, I'm not going to write all the 2's in, but we know each coin is 2 centimetres, so we're going to get 10 times 2, and this whole distance across here is going to be 20 centimetres. Okay, so let's write the ratios out all together. We started with, well, we've got coins on the left, and we started with 1 coin, and the ratio said that that's 2 centimetres. Okay, the next picture we did 5 coins, and we worked that out to be 10 centimetres, and in this picture I've done 10. Now ideally I would have liked to have done 50 coins, but it's just going to, the picture's just going to look too small. Okay, but that's not a problem. 10 coins, 20 centimetres. Okay, I can now just mathematically work out what 50 is without visualizing it. Once you've got an idea of the visualization, we can use the ratio. So we've got 50 here, and we've kind of got to think, well, how many is this going to be? Probably the easiest thing to do is to use this one here and say, well, it's 10 times bigger. Okay, so we'd need to times 10 by 10, so this will be 100 centimetres. So let me write this out separately over here. 50 coins is 100 centimetres. Okay, there's lots of different ways of coming up with that. The important thing is not so much how you come up with it, it's just that it's correct. Okay, probably the easiest thing to do is to see that the number on the right is double the number on the left. Okay, that's probably the easiest pattern to see, but there are other ways of doing it, as you can see. Okay, now then, this is the one that I wanted to come up with, and there's a very good reason for that. Okay, And this is really the next stage of the question, is that you've got to know that 100 centimetres is 1 metre. So what we're doing here is we're just converting the centimetres and the metres. Okay, we're not changing the number of coins. 50 coins is 100 centimetres, but we can call 100 centimetres by another name, 1 metre. Okay, so let's go to the next stage and just write out the ratios. So back to our first picture. We had 1 penny, 2 centimetres. Let's build up the coins again. We've got 1 coin is 2 centimetres. I'm going to jump straight to that really important one, that 50 coins is 100 centimetres. But now I'm actually going to change these headings, okay? Or one of the headings anyway. We're going to change this to metres. Now, as soon as I've changed that to metres, we're going to change this to a number 1, okay? Now, once we've got here, okay, we can now really look back at the question and say, well, hang on a second, how long is the playground? Okay, and if the playground is 12 metres, okay, then we can just manipulate this ratio. We can say, well, look, 1 metre is, we need 50 coins for that. We've got to do that 12 times to get to 12 metres. So it comes down to a multiplication of 50 times 12. In fact, I'm not going to write the answer in, I'm just going to put the method in, 50 times 12. Okay, so in terms of, if you were doing this as a mental maths question in the QTS Numeracy Skills Test, the trickiest part of this particular method, and I'm going to show you a slightly different method in a minute, is doing the 50 times 12. Okay, but to be able to do 50 times 12, you've got to understand that 50 coins make 1 metre. Okay, so 50 times 12 is 600. I'm not going to really teach you how to do that here, that's just long multiplication. Or most people can probably do 50 times 12 in their head. Okay, so we're saying that 600 coins is 12 metres, and this is your final answer to the question. The children need 600 coins to go 12 metres across the playground. Now, if you were to do some practice questions on this, and I've got some practice questions on this, I will put a link down in the bottom underneath the video. I'll put a link for some practice questions down there. Okay, if the only thing that's really going to change in this is the length of the playground. So if we had a 9 metre playground, you're going to do 9 times 50. If it was a 17 metre playground, you do 17 times 50. The important part of this video is to set up and explain to you why 50 coins make 1 metre. Obviously, if you used a bigger coin, let's say the coin was 4 centimetres wide, you wouldn't need so many coins. That would be 25 coins, okay, because 25 times 4 centimetres is 100 centimetres. Okay, so let's just approach this in one slightly different method, and you can choose the one that you prefer. So the alternative method to do these questions is kind of doing it in reverse. Okay, what we're going to look at first here is the length of the playground, and the first thing that you would need to do is to change this 12 metres into centimetres. Okay, so we're going to say, right, well, that's 1200 centimetres. Why is it 1200? Well, there's 100 centimetres in a metre, so I need to times 12 by 100, which is a very quick thing to do. Just put 2 zeros on the end. Okay, so the reason I've changed it into centimetres is because we're told that the coins are 2 centimetres. Okay, now again, I'm not going to draw out too many coins, but this one is 2, this one is 2, this one is 2, this one is 2, exactly what we were doing earlier. Okay, now all we've got to do is we've got to look at that and think, well, how many coins do we need in total? And because we're working in reverse, instead of doing a multiplication, we're just going to do pretty simple division. We need to go 1200 centimetres, okay, and each coin is 2 centimetres. Okay, so that gives us 600. If you know anything about dimensional analysis, these things just kind of cancel out, and you're not left with 600 centimetres, you're left with 600 coins. That's really what we're trying to work out. But don't worry about that too much. The point is you're, in terms of a calculation, you're doing 1200 divided by 2. I think a lot of people would probably prefer this way, but I think the other way is important to understand. But you can decide that for yourself. Let me know in the comments below in the YouTube video. Let me know which method you prefer. If anything's been confusing in the video, drop something into the comments. I will try to point you in the right direction. And as I say, there will be practice questions underneath in the description. I will leave a link there where you can get some practice questions for this. This is a current test question. I'm recording this video at the beginning of September 2018. This is definitely coming up in the real test, so it's very important that you learn it, particularly because it's not in the DFE tests as well. Okay, so good luck. One more reminder, click the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss any new videos from Teach Me Maths, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.